Hello, everyone. It's Wasif. I just wanted to make this video about people um, working 9 to 5 jobs and they want to retire, but of course they can't because their bills and they find themselves being a slave to the system. I mean, I wasn't any exemption to the rule. Was feeling the same way, but it's in your only in your head. You really uh, you really can get out of that 9 to 5 uh, job and do better. And it's always been in my case. I've done it multiple times in my almost 30 years of working. And I'm like 48 right now, and I think I retired in when I was like 46. Yeah. So, a lot of people don't get the opportunity to do that. I was just started. So I'll tell you how I did it. And of course, I didn't plan anything, so it wasn't like I had a lot of savings and or for 1K or um, um, inheritance or um, paid off house or paid off car, stuff like that. I had bills, so it was just the situation that I was in. I was just not happy, so I decided to move on. And um, I think I made the best decision I could. See, one of the thing is like a lot of people let other people manage their life. Okay, that is a big problem. I mean, some people need that, but some people don't work like that. I mean, they want to manage their own life, work life, or anything that they do. They like to be in control of the situation, because of course, if you when it comes down into the person who will have the best interest in mind about your situation would be you, not anybody else. So if you hire an electrician and they come to your house for a problem, I mean, they're not thinking like what is the least expensive way to fix the problem. They're thinking about maximizing their returns. So they made a trip to your house. Now they want the most money they can. Of course, if you don't make an effort and try to lower that expense or uh, minimize the job to save yourself money, you are literally uh, not doing what's in your best interest. So that's just an example. It doesn't matter there as far as so the point here is, um, of course, even with six-figure income, it's hard to maintain a lifestyle when you have credit cards, you have cars, you have a house, you have hobbies. I mean people don't realize this really. When you have money, you always try to push the limits, and you always have a ceiling and a cap at a job, so you can never go over that. So then you have to uh, contain yourself or limit yourself, and you don't have to with being self-employed. So yeah, I mean, the only thing is that you don't get to interact with people on a daily basis like you do at a job. Okay, that's some people don't mind that at all, like me, but some people cannot do without it. So you can go out and hang out with people. There are a lot of jobs where productivity is very low, and there are a lot of people still mostly sitting while um, while they're waiting for a customer to come in. So my point is, you know, have a lifestyle, be in control, and don't think that you cannot do it if you are going to manage it. It's just, we are survivors. We're really, we're really able to adapt to the situation we are in. So, give you an example. Um, so I had a 401k, and of course, I was like putting in 5% every paycheck, or yeah, every paycheck got paid every 2 weeks. So um, it adds up, and then you know, I left it at the default. I didn't control any aspect of it. I just left it, and at the end of the 3 years, I was like checking, and what was it? Yeah, 3 years, because the first year I didn't have the 401k over there, but I watched, and my 401k was growing at 1%. All right, 1%. So they were giving me 1% every year. So if I had $10,000 in a 401k, I was getting not even $1,000. That's 1% is like $100, right? Uh, 1%, yeah, it's on 1,000, 1% will be $100. So I guess on 10,000, it's yeah, it's yeah, $1,000. Somewhere there. My point is that you are making very little money, not enough. So you're making very little return, but of course, if I was making 10%, it will be 10 times more the money. So you are really, uh, you have to take control of it. And a lot of people are like me, or were like me, and uh, they really didn't like 401k. They just take the cut, they go with the safest options, and then basically it sits there, and then they never retire because the money is not growing like uh, they should, because they're really not investors, and they're letting other people manage it, and by keeping it safe. Now what they are doing is totally up to them, but your money is, with less risk, is growing less. So that's how it is. But so the first thing, when I quit my job, I got all the money out of it there. A lot of people say you cannot get these penalties. No, there's not. Well, you have to pay taxes if you are withdrawing. It's pre-tax money, but it's like somebody gave you a check. So it's really not much that they take out. So you will pay taxes. Of course, there's, because you're cashing it out, but you should do that if you have any credit card bills anyway. uh, I don't understand the point of getting 1% on your 401k and paying 25% on your credit card. It's just stupid, and I was in that boat. And so you get the idea. So I got the money out, paid the credit card. So that's basically taking charge of your money and managing it properly. So a lot of people, I mean, they don't tell you when you're putting money in 401k that they're going to give you 1%. You just don't know, because it's just they give you the documents and stuff like that, and it depends on the stock performance and all the stuff. Complicated. A lot of people don't know how the stocks are performing. They don't check every day. They have no idea. And a lot of people will go with the safe options, and they make very little, like me. And getting that money out is important. If you're counting on the money to retire, trust me, at that 1%, you're not going to grow it. It's just going to be only the money you're putting in there, that you're basically taking out of your paycheck and putting it in there. It's not growing at all. So the investment, a good investment would be, like, say, if you put $10,000 and it doubles in a year, that's a good investment. Typical credit card company makes 25% of your, if they gave you $10,000, which is $2,500 in a year. That's a lot of money. So, if they're only giving you 1,000 and they're making $25,000, that's a pretty bad deal. I mean, I would not. Uh, I would not let my money sit there. So anyway, that's one thing I did. Finding other options to um, uh, work with, like retail arbitrage is another thing that anybody can do, which is like you can go to your local thrift stores, um, uh, Goodwills. You can go to um, garage sales. You can go to um, you can even go to retail stores and buy stuff that's on clearance or on sale. I mean, big stores don't have room to keep off-season stuff. So, for example, winter clothing doesn't stay in summer. Okay, it has to go. They don't hold that. They put a clearance on it and sell it for half price or 25% or whatever that price is. Um, I normally don't do clothing, but there are people who do clothing. It's easier if you understand that. Uh, you can understand the branding and all the stuff, and then you can buy expensive clothes and on clearance and then sell it online. Because, or if you have a storage, you can store those till the next winter comes in and sell that. Buy in summer, off season, and then sell it in winter. So that's the that's how you, whatever the losses they're taking, you're making it back online. So that's one thing you can do. You can also buy electronics, computer stuff. I mean, it's a lot of people know about computers, but you have to get into more component level stuff like DVD players, recorders, VCRs, computers. Um, I mean, any electronic device that they sell at retail store. As long as you know what the value is, you can check the values online, like on eBay, Amazon, Google, uh, to see what the prices are, and you can find out what they're selling it for, and then basically pick up. Initially, when you are shopping first time, it's going to be hard because you have to look at the items, a lot of items you're learning. So finding a good deal won't be as easy. Like if I go now, I don't have to look at my phone maybe 5% of the time, but initially I was looking at it all the time. And I still do if I find something that I have never seen before. But generally speaking, I know most of the stuff, what the value is, and I can pick it up. So that's one thing. So you buy it for very little. I mean, some of the best flips I have had are like I bought something for $10, sold it for $250. It was brand new, and it was just I didn't even know it was worth that much, but I did. Um Sometimes you find stuff really inexpensive because nobody knows what it is, and you just know, or you find out using a smartphone, and it's really easy to flip those things. I don't like to get into clothing. Like I said, electronics is my thing, and I found pretty good deals. And like I mentioned, you just have to know what you're. And I worked in a retail store, so I do understand the value of components and audio equipment, computer stuff, all that stuff. So keyboard, mice, speakers, uh, projectors. I mean, yes, if you don't understand that, you're gonna have to learn. So I will be able to go in and out of the store much quicker than you, but it doesn't matter that I do that. You can spend more time and learn and take your time. Um, and don't expect to get good deals every day. I mean, like you'll find some stuff. So you can easily make uh $3,000 to $5,000 in profit a month by doing just what I just told you. Okay. And you don't have to spend that much time either. If you go every day and for a few hours in one store, you don't have to go 10 stores. I mean, just have to go to a bigger store like I do, and you'll find stuff. And then if the price is really low and you can sell it for a lot more money, make a lot of profit. You don't want to have too many items either. You want to pick up the higher dollar value items. I mean, I try not to buy like a cheaper item. Of course, unless it's brand new or something like that, I will pick it up. But if it's like over $100, that's the item I would pick. Printers and stuff like that. I picked all those things. So so yeah, $5,000 a month is very realistic number by just doing what I said. And by doing so, when you're doing that, you'll also find sometimes you can buy stuff on wholesale, like pallets and stuff like that. They're more work, but it takes time to sell them. But you can make money. You do need storage for that stuff, so you can't just. I mean, you're gonna need space for putting stuff in there. You can't just sell right away. You get some stuff, you're gonna have to store it. And if you don't have a storage at home, you can rent a storage or something, and a lot of people do it that way. uh, $50, $60 or whatever the storage costs you, and you can store your items over there if you don't want to put them in there. I used to have a warehouse, um, but that was a 2,000 square foot warehouse, and it was a retail location, so it was very expensive for me. And well, like I was paying $2,000 a month, and that what was I using it for wasn't worth it. So I closed the lease on it in a year. But yeah, right now everything is stored at home. So I run my business from my home. So I just don't list enough stuff. But when I do, it sells. Really, the most I've listed is about 60 some items, and the more items you have, the more sales you can have every day. Now, of course, with higher price items, you don't really have to have a lot of sales, and you're still making good money. So to make $5,000 in profit a month, you will have to have a 50% profit margin, and you have to sell around $10,000 worth of stuff. Uh, uh, so if your margin is low, and also you have to take into account the shipping cost, and you also have to take into account the eBay fees. If you are selling on email or Amazon, either way, they both have fees. So you when you're selling it, the only thing that's free is like Facebook Marketplace, which I use too for local sales. You do get less money on Facebook Marketplace, but it's easier to deal with. You don't have to ship it, you don't have to pack it, you don't have to worry about feedbacks. I mean, they do have a feedback system, but it's not really as critical as eBay's feedback. So you just have to make sure that you meet at a common public place, and then sell the item there. So that is that is for big bulky items. It works really good. You can sell small stuff too. Whenever I feel like I listed both places sometimes, and I sell both items. So that is how you grow your business. So, and like last 2 days, I sold nothing. Actually, yeah, last 2 days I didn't sell anything, but I sold it that before. I sold some stuff, $350. The day before, 140, stuff like that adds up, and then I got payout from eBay, $300. I mean, it adds up. It's a consistent income. So it just and I haven't been listing anything lately either. It's because I've been looking at the crypto value going up and down because I'm mining too. So I am looking at uh, profitability. So I mean, the goal was always to get back into mining, and the time is right now for mining. So that is another means once you set up a miner, you don't have to really do much. Uh, so, but the only thing is, right now I'm trying to focus on investment. Before, when I was doing mining, I was like, you make something, you cash out right away. That is your income. You pay taxes on it, and that's it. So mining is more like a 401k. Uh, uh, so you are mining, you get the coin, but if you don't cash it, it's not really taxable. I mean, um, you will pay on the gain. So call it like a pre-tax income. But if you like the way I was doing so far with like cashing everything out, and I was able to, then I paid taxes on it. Whatever money I get, because technically it doesn't really have any value till you cash it out. When you convert it into dollar, then that will be considered income. Okay. Now, there are new tax laws coming in. You have to keep into account, like there might be gains, and then you have to pay for it. And of course, with mining, you have electricity bill, equipment cost, all those things you have to take into consideration. So generally, return on investment in mining, well, right now the GPU price is very high, so it's not easy to get into it, and everybody wants to get into it. But the point is, you can um, buy a GPU and get a return on investment. That means pay off that GPU within few months, and that's why everybody wants to get into it. So if you are a gamer and you buy a video card and you want to get into mining because you want to pay off that video card, you can do that with mining within few months, and that was pretty good. Now, if you are mining to generate an income, you will need more than one or two video cards. You're going to need a lot more. So the most I had in the past, I'm talking about 2014, 15, 16, even 17, um, I had was about 60 GPUs. Uh, and but of course, they were older GPUs, and this time when the mining became profitable, I I never sold those cards. I kept them because every year I was thinking maybe the mining would start again, and then I don't want to go buy cards. I just wanted to run those. So I didn't want to have a downtime. I could instantly turn them on and start mining, but that never happened for 3 years. Was like I didn't mine anything, and the cards were sitting there. And then just last year I sold quite a few of my cards. I sold all of them. And I wasn't thinking I was going to be doing mining. And then I had like 20 cards left, but mining started again. And I realized that the the cards I had were not good enough for mining right now because they had less memory. So I needed more memory cards. So I sold those 17, 18 cards, then bought 40 more. So yeah. So I mean, those cards were the 160 cards I bought. They were paid off multiple times. So whatever I paid for them, because when I mined them, I made my money. It's not like that, but it was like I was like not too concerned about losing a little bit of value because I knew the mining can pick up, and it did in the past. And so I just left the cards alone, the motherboards, the power supplies, everything. But last year was like, I should sell those cards, and I sold the slowest ones of them, the least efficient cards, the oldest ones. I sold them first, and then I was like keeping the efficient ones. But then I found out those won't work because they have less memory. I sold them too, and then bought the new ones, and I got a really good deal. Um, I didn't pay a market price like right now everybody's paying, so that was pretty good. And I just got it in time. Was very lucky to be able to purchase those cards at pretty much MSRP. Um, and yeah, I wouldn't recommend people buying cards at the inflated price. Like, can you imagine a $700 card selling for $1,400? I mean, that will take you twice as long to make up your money. Eh, And yeah, mining profits don't stay the same. This time it has stayed longer because the Ethereum price has been high, and there's a shortage of GPUs in the market. So it's not that easy for miners to ramp up the hash rate. So a lot of people are, want to mine, but they're just not able to affect the hash rate that much. Plus, all the 4 gigabyte cards got out of the system, So people sold those cards because you could not mine with them Ethereum. You couldn't mine Ethereum with it, which is the most profitable coin right now. Just to give you an idea, right now Ethereum is um, Ethereum miners are making 3 times more than a Bitcoin miners. So if you are in the mining business, you want to get into Ethereum mining, not into Bitcoin. And Bitcoin requires mining requires a lot of power, way more power than that's feasible at home. So if I use the same amount of power that I have right now and I bust the most efficient miners, I'll be able to make maybe run 2 miners. I mean, that's how inefficient Bitcoin mining is. So Bitcoin mining has gone industrial scale now. It's not something you can do from home. But Ethereum mining is still very power efficient, and especially because of the GPU. And when you're done mining, you can sell the GPUs if you like, and that's extra money in your pocket. But generally, the miners keep mining till the profitability goes to nothing, and then you stop because I mean, they're still profitable, but if your profit is about the same as what you're paying for electricity cost, then you don't want to mine. Okay. So that's the end of that. So, all right, sorry, I got a little distracted from where I was talking about. So, my point is that um, you find ways to make money. You really just have to look for ways. I mean, if it wasn't for mining, it would be something else. You always find opportunities, and you just don't sit. Once you find that opportunity, you just really relax. Uh, the only person you are in competition with is yourself. I mean, there's nobody else. Like you don't have to worry about other people trying to um, get into your profits. So yeah, it's just means all these things can be done. I'm just probably picking the easiest option because I have as a I was thinking about doing Uber, so I always had the Uber as a backup plan, but I didn't like the idea of driving so much. You're more likely to get tickets and wear and tear on your car, plus gas. And what's the point of making, some of the guys are making minimum wage because there's too many drivers out there right now. So I never did want to do something which has such a low return. Um, but I like the flexibility of hours with that. See, I was tired of having long hours and not no flexibility. It just you know when you're business for yourself, you give yourself the flexibility and you have all the freedom. So I'm kind of retired now, but I still have things. I mean, generally when people go in retirement, they don't really sit around. So, but I retired from my old lifestyle. That's what I would call it. And now I'm running a lifestyle that's actually very, very good. Um, I decide how much money I'm going to make every month, and I have full control over it. And yeah, I mean, all my bills are paid. I don't have to worry about being late or anything like that. Um, so far, everything is going good. And if I can do it, you can do it too. My recommendation would be to not let the system hold you back if you want to do it. But of course, you have to have a plan. I mean, I just didn't. I knew what I could do before I got into because I have done this retail arbitrage before, and I also have done mining before. So it wasn't like I didn't know how to do this stuff, but I increased the scale level. So I started doing more. Uh, so and of course I got more efficient. I increased my profit margin to a level that it makes more sense to do it. And I learned about new products quite a bit more. So yeah, I mean, it's just it's kind of like any business you want to get into it. The you know, entry into a business like if I wanted to open a convenience store, they call goodwill money. So if a business is running and you're making same amount I'm making right now, you will have to have $250,000 goodwill money to give to the previous owner, so you can buy that store. And then you are really not even like in 7-Eleven, you're not really even a owner. They call you franchisee, and you basically managed by Southland Corporation. So they're the one holding the majority partnership, and you do all the dirty work. You do the labor management, pay, shifts, stocking, cleaning, and they deal with the rent, the electricity, the equipment. I mean, so this don't want to deal with the employee management, sales, and all this stuff. So you are really getting the shorthand on it. Plus, if they don't like your ideas, they can kick you out. That is something, uh, you know, too bad. Once you put in time and effort into something and you don't have any control over it, I wouldn't do that. So my point is, you really have to um, have an understanding of what a self-employed person means, and then you work. You work as much as you need. You really don't have to work 10 hours a day. But of course, initially when you're starting it up, once you have the multiple revenue of incomes started, then it's pretty easy. You just make sure that it keeps running. Like right now, I just have to list few more items, and I make sure my computers are running. And I'm, if somebody texts me or email me, I respond. So I check those things. Otherwise, I'm learning on YouTube about some new product, new ideas, at my own pace, and uh, that's pretty much it. But I work very little as needed, and it's a very good lifestyle. And yeah, if you haven't looked into it, I mean, I haven't found anybody who does everything I'm doing, but there are people who do certain part. Like there are a lot of resellers on YouTube. You can watch their videos too. My video might not be in so much depth, but I have a depth inside enough to get you going. But I, of course, everybody learns at their own pace. It's not like I can teach you what your pace should be. So if you are going to get into it, you don't have to quit your job. But if you start a retail arbitrage while you're working part time, you will get the idea into it, and you'll see yourself if it's something you can do. You will have to put few hours every day, and you don't have to go crazy on the stuff. You just go, like, even if you get one item a day, and you can with high profit margin, that will supplement your income, and you'll realize that it's this something that you can do. If you have 30 items for sale in a month, and you buy it for $10 a piece, let's say, and you sell it for $100, you're making good profit margin, and that supplements your income quite a bit. And for most people who are making minimum wages, this is already more money than um, they earn at a full-time job. So for them, that will be like time to move do this full-time. But yeah, it's very different for everybody, and you have to have a money sense. You have to know what is a good deal, what is not, where to go, how much time to spend, how to list it. Of course, yeah, it's very easy to get into this business without a huge investment. So you don't have to pay $250,000 to somebody because you bought a running business. You make your own business, and then you run it, and you don't have to have a big warehouse to do this. You can run it from your home, very inexpensive, and you don't have to have a huge budget. You can have $100 budget, and you can start from there, and you can grow that money. And some people turn that $100 into all it takes to get them going. You can use your home computer. You don't need a special equipment. You can use a regular printer. It's very easy to do this. Internet, everybody has internet now at home. So you're doing online, and it's pretty much, uh, you know, camera is like everybody has a phone now. Camera is not. So a lot of things that you have, you can just use and start making a living out of that. So good luck to you guys, and I'll be more motivated if you guys subscribe, like, and share my video. That way I get more motivated. And still not monetized through YouTube. So all this work or time that I spend uh, making these videos is basically my own. And eventually my goal is to, it's like to work the 1,000 subscriber plus, and get 4,000 hours of video watch time, so I can basically start making some extra money through this YouTube, because I like to make a lot more videos. And you will see when I am making more videos, I mean more money through YouTube, then I will be posting more and more videos. And I have a lot of ideas that I can make the videos about. So right now it's pretty much like whatever I do is on my own time, and the rewards are basically not there. So thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.